Supporters of Venezuela's self-declared president are on the streets again today as a power struggle in the crisis-stricken nation intensifies. Groups of backers of opposition leader Juan Guaido, waving Venezuelan flags and carrying signs demanding liberty, are protesting recurring blackouts that have crippled much of the country. Guaido, who's recognized as Venezuela's legitimate head of state by most Western and South American countries, is trying to oust President Nicolas Maduro, who has insisted there is no crisis in his country, despite a flailing economy that has seen chronic shortages of food, water, and medicine.
Venezuela's oil belongs to the Venezuelan people.
In a new blow against the government, the United States is stepping up efforts to prevent oil revenues from reaching Maduro.
At the direction of President Donald Trump, the United States of America will sanction 34 vessels owned or operated by PDVSA, as well as 2 additional companies that transport Venezuelan crude oil to Cuba.
The Americans have been warning of new sanctions on Venezuela's state-run oil firm, which Vice President Mike Pence called the lifeblood of the Maduro regime. Pence is also promising stronger action against Cuba for helping to keep Maduro's government afloat.
Cuba's influence has driven Venezuela's failure, and the time has come to liberate Venezuela from Cuba.
Maduro has blamed U.S. sanctions for the country's economic problems. Pence will address the United Nations next Wednesday on Venezuela, although action by the Security Council is not likely. The body is deadlocked over how to deal with the country's political and humanitarian crisis, pitting backers of Maduro like China and Russia against the U.S. and other nations throwing their weight behind Guaido. Today's nationwide protests are the first Guaido has led since Maduro loyalists stripped the opposition leader of his parliamentary immunity, paving the way to prosecute and possibly arrest him for allegedly violating the Constitution. Maduro has called Guaido a puppet of the U.S., but has stopped short of calling for his arrest.